Hello, and welcome to Grow Up on Purpose with Coach Tamika, Minister Tamika, whatever you want to call me. Today, I want us to talk about um, what it means to have a life coach and who needs a life coach. What is a life coach? We live in a world today where a lot of people are just bombarded with a lot of things and people just need to get their lives organized. And so you will hire a life coach to help you get your life in order, organize, compartmentalize your life to help you and to coach you on to moving to the next level of your life. I pose a question for you guys. Let me introduce myself. Grow Up on Purpose with Tamika is an extension to my life coaching business, Grow Up Empowerment Life Coaching, located in Germantown, Wisconsin. First of all, I will introduce myself. My name is Tamika Johnson. I am a licensed English teacher. I teach at a high school in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am also a associate minister, pastor at New Outlook Ministries, located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am an author. I am an entrepreneur, um, and I'm also a life coach. I recently launched my life coaching business in August. I coach teachers for many years throughout my 19 years of being a teacher. I coach for the University of Cardinal Stretch teachers for years. And I've also coached for and mentored teachers at the schools in which I taught for many years. So now I'm taking my coaching and everything that I learned as a minister, as a teacher, to another level, and I'm taking my gift out into the world. And I realized even with my students today, in one of my classes, where I launched. Let me introduce my book. I launched my book. I released my book, Grow Up on Purpose, August 13th, 2020. And the sole purpose of launching this book is to give people the necessary tools they need to eradicate negative thinking and anything that stifles you from being the best version of yourself. There are a lot of things that distract us in our mind. And so this book gives the reader tools that and strategies and tips on things that you can do to eradicate those negative thought patterns. It also gives you tips on how to find your happiness, your true happiness that comes from within. I often say that your purpose is your wealth. And what I simply mean by that is when a person is able to identify why they were created and what they were created to do and who they are, that's when you find true happiness. And in finding your true happiness, you become wealthy in every area of your life, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And I oftentimes say that if any of those components are missing, if you're not wealthy in your spirit life, if you're not in your spiritual life, if you're not wealthy in your mental state, in your mental life, your emotional life, then every area of your life suffers. You know people that may have a lot of money or be successful in their careers, but emotionally and spiritually they are deficient, and so they are unhappy people. And so what I try to do is to help my clients explore explore themselves, explore their minds, everything that they once thought about themselves that kept them stifled or kept them from being the best version of themselves, those negative thought patterns, those negative ways of thinking, always being pessimistic because of the situations that may have happened in their life, giving them the tools that they need to have a growth mindset, to have a growth mindset, a mindset that may say, you know what, this is where I am today, but I'm striving for perfection, or I'm striving to be here. So we in my coaching, I really focus on positive outcomes. I understand we have problems, but I'm solution minded. We want to be solution minded. We want to focus on where we're trying to go. I oftentimes say in this world, we have two types of people. You have people who make excuses, and then you have those who have expectations. I'm going to say that again. You have people who make excuses, and then you have people who have expectations. People who have excuses allow their problems and their situations and their circumstances to stagnate them. They use their excuses and their situations to be complacent in life. And people who have expectations, they are not oblivious to the problems and the situations in their life, but they do not allow the problems and the situations in their life to stagnate them. They do not allow the problems or the situations in their life to cause them to be at a standstill. They may be content with where they are. Complacency and contentment, two different things. Complacency is I'm comfortable where I am. I don't want to progress. I'm afraid to progress. I don't know how to progress. But contentment say, this is where I am right now, but I'm striving to move to the next level. And so that's why people hire life coaches, people who are skilled to move you and to help you to plan and strategize plans of action. I'm a minister, as I say, and the Bible says that faith without works is dead. I often say to my clients that a plan without an action is nothing at all. So you have to have a plan, and then you have to have strategies and tools to move you to the next level. So that's why we hire coaches. The most successful people in the world has or have had a life coach. And that's that person who is able to coach you to the next level in your life, help you compartmentalize your life. And my niche, I actually have five niches in which I operate in, and that's professional. So I help teachers move to the next level in their educational realm. I can help businesses move their businesses to the next level. Religious wise, coaching other pastors or coaching other ministers to move their ministries to another level, or just coaching pastors in general, and ministers in general, or leaders in general, at a church level, to actually empower themselves to be better leaders. I graduated from Silver Lake College, and our focus was servant leadership, and it was creating Christian leaders within the public sector. And we focused on being servant leadership. We focused leaders being facilitators and not dictators in our workplaces, in our churches. And what I come to find out, the best leaders are leaders who prepare or train up other leaders. You don't want to be a dictator, because people are only there temporary. When you are a dictator, in any facet of your life, it makes you unhappy, and it makes the people that work with you or work under your leadership or work under you, period, unhappy. And what does that do to an organization? If everybody's unhappy, really, they're just there because they need a paycheck, or they just there because they're comfortable. You actually want your business, you want your church, you want your schools, you want everything to be thriving. You want happy people. I've been teaching for 19 years, and guess what? If you want a happy teacher, you need to have a leader that actually knows how to lead and not be afraid or intimidated by the most successful teachers. If you have a teacher and she looked like she could do your job, guess what? You use that teacher on your team. You put that teacher on your team, and you create a leader out of that teacher, because not only does it make the school look good, it makes you look good, it makes the whole company, it makes the school better. The same way in the church. If you have someone that's under you and you see that they lead well, don't become intimidated. Raise them up. Don't have the Saul spirit where you want to hold them back, but you want to relinquish that empowerment, empower them to be the greatest leader that God created them to be, right? And so I believe in creating leaders. I don't believe in creating followers. I know that what's for me is for me. And so that's what I teach my clients. If my clients are owners of their business, I really empower them and coach them into being the best boss, being the best employer that they can be for their staff. Because when you have a owner, a boss, or an employer who is happy with themselves and know their purpose, then they run a happy and successful business. The employers would do, if you have happy employees, just show that you appreciate your employers. Guess what? They will run your business like never before. They will run your business like you run your business, in your in your presence and out of your presence. And so that's what we want to create in our businesses, in our homes, in our relationships, even in our couples relationships that I coach. Building relationships where people are authentic about who they are and not pretending to be someone else, because one person in a relationship is dominant and is a dictator of the relationship. But you want to grow your relationship on purpose. You want to be intentional. Not only, so when I say grow up on purpose, I mean being intentional on purpose, as well as growing up on purpose, on your own purpose, growing up what it is that you were called to be, do what you were called to do, not following after every trend that goes on in the world or in society, but you want to grow up on your purpose, grow up on what it is that you were called to do. And guess what? I heard someone tell me, well, I'm old now. I'm 50, 60 years old, and I don't know my purpose. But guess what? As long as you hear it, it's never too late for you to walk in your purpose. Guess what you need to do? Make a commitment to yourself to find out, what is it that I enjoy doing? What is it that I was created to do? And then do it to your best. Stay committed to yourself. There's a question that I want to pose. And this question is, have you ever been in a place that you didn't want to be in? Think about it. Have you gone to a place? Or are you in a place right now mentally that you don't want to be in? And then I asked another question. How did that make you feel? Being in a place that you just don't want to be in, but you have to be in this place because this place is needed. You need, or you have to be in this place because this is the only skill that you have. You have to be in this place because you don't know nothing else. You have to be in this relationship because if you leave, you wouldn't have anything. You have to be here, but you don't want to be here. That is the most miserable place to be. And how many of you know that we have so many living their lives right now in places that they don't want to be? And in turn, their lives are miserable. They are miserable people in society. Our society is in destroying our destructive. Our society is going crazy because we have a bunch of people who are not purpose driven. And so what I try to do is really admonish people to get on purpose. Get on purpose. Be intentional about your life. Stop living this life going aimless, living this life aimlessly, tossing to and fro everywhere because you don't know who you are. Every trend that the world creates, you follow because you don't know who you are. Every song, every lyric to a song, you try to be because you don't know who you are. Everything you see on TV, you want to keep up with the Kardashians. You want to keep up with the latest trend that the rappers wear because you don't know who you are. I just told one of my clients, there are people driving cars that they don't even like, but they're driving it to impress somebody else because they refuse to be committed to their selves. There are people wearing clothes and purchasing things that they don't even want or they can't even afford. You know why? Because they're not on purpose and they're not committed to themselves. Once you become committed to yourself, you can wear what you want to wear and not try to impress anybody. You can drive what you want to drive because you're committed to yourself. You drive what you like, no matter what it costs, right? So that's what I want us, that's what Grow Up on Purpose with Tamika is going to be all about. Me coming up with tools and strategies, giving it out to the world to grow up on purpose. Not everybody will be able to schedule an appointment with me, which you could. I do virtual appointments also. But for those of you who want to just stay engaged and listen to the tools that I have to offer. Use some of the strategies that I may give for future shows. So every week I want to come on the camera and just speak with the audience on purpose. My life conviction is to see other people happy and living out their purpose. Because when you have happy people, you have a happy world. When you have people, and I'm not talking about temporarily happiness. I'm not talking about the happiness that you get from everything going right in your world and externally everything is looking good. I'm talking about genuine happiness. That means that, you know what, I may be dealing with this, but I'm happy because I know who I am. I know what I was created to be. I know who I am created I know who I am created to be and what I'm created to do. And all of us, if you think about it, we are created to treat everybody right. You know, all the drama that we see going on in the world, it's because people are not loving themselves. People are not on purpose when it comes to love. You have a bunch of unhappy people hating other people. Anytime you hate somebody, you don't love yourself. Because when people, if you ever known a person who just loved themselves, people that love themselves, they don't have time to hate anybody. They love themselves so much that they just want to just express that love to everybody. Everybody. So when you begin to genuinely love, you think about racism that's going on in the world. Racism is based upon people not loving themselves. I hate me, so I want to hate. I want to press that same hate off into the world, and look where it's gotten our world. Nothing but confusion and trouble, right? But if we make up in our mind that we want to grow up on purpose, do things right, love ourselves, happy people don't run around killing folks, and happy people don't run around destroying stuff. Happy people do not run around starting stuff with other people based upon the color of their skin or because they look differently than them. Happy people do not try to conform people into their image. Happy people let people be who they were created to be. Happy people understand that we all were created as human beings and equally, but guess what? We don't do and like the same thing. So that's what I mean when we grow up on purpose. When you grow up on the purpose of who you were created to be, you let people live out their truth without being intimidated about them living out their truth. I'm going to close this video, but again, I want to pose a question. I want before I close this video, what is your purpose? If you don't know your purpose, I suggest you get a life coach or you begin to explore what is your purpose. My life coaching I am taking globally. I'm located in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's where I live, but my business in Germantown, Wisconsin. And I'm accepting new clients, group clients, couple clients, single individual coaching. And you can schedule an appointment with me at www.growupempowerment.com. That's my website. You can get on my website and you can go to scheduling and you can schedule an appointment. I have virtual appointments as well as in-person appointments. Also, if you just cannot purchase a session with me, You can go to Amazon and you can get a copy of my recent book. I actually have two books that I just uh, launched. I have a book from that's called The Protector, The Provider, My Husband, My King, I'll Wait. And that book you can find on Amazon and get an autographed copy from me as well. Is a 9 book collaboration from nine faith-filled women who talks about our journey on waiting for God to send us a spouse or send us a husband. And you have people like me who are married, you have the single, you have the divorce, you have it from several women's perspective. And most of the women that read the book said the book is the bomb. My husband read the book and he was enlightened on some of the things that men do to cause women to feel a certain type of way. But I just thank God for these wonderful women who did not remain broken or remain in the situation that they were in, but they decided to grow up on purpose and become beautiful women. And there's some of them are still waiting for the Lord, but they're waiting with patience and they're waiting with pose and they're waiting while they're doing the work of the Lord and doing the businesses that they created for themselves. So that's what's up. So if you can go on Amazon and check that book out as well. It's called The Provider, The Protector, My Husband, My King, I'll Wait. And again, back to my book. I also launched this book or released this book on the same day as Grow Up Empowerment. It's a 21-day journey to mental freedom, 21-day journal into eradicating negative thinking to get you to moving on your purpose. Moving on your purpose. I have tools in here, goal setting tools in at the back of the book. It's a part in the book that I talk about when you begin to love yourself and like yourself to describe yourself. And I found that everybody that I use that activity with, I say, describe yourself. Who are you? Give me some adjectives to describe you. And people find it very difficult. I said, find some positive things to say about yourself. And they say, I don't know who I am. I don't know anything. I don't know anything good that I'm able to do. So I listed a bunch of um, adjectives that people can use to describe themselves in this book. Describe yourself. Find some positive things to say about yourself. Begin to grow up on purpose. Love yourself first before you can love anybody. And so that's what so I have that in this book. And I also have who am I? Here we go. Who am I? And I have prompt questions, list adjectives that describe yourself. What are some of your weaknesses, some of your strengths? Just identifying. First of all, before you find your purpose, finding out who you are. And that's part of your purpose. Who you are is a part of your purpose. Your purpose is not only what you do or was created to do, but it's first of all loving yourself enough to operate on purpose with the loving heart towards other people. And it's another tool that I have in here. Um, Identifying your purpose. I have prompt questions, 5 prompt questions in this book. And it says 5 questions to ask yourself when identifying your life purpose. One is, without being paid, what would you love to do? And I also ask, as a child, what did you like to do? What makes you forget life's trouble when you are doing it? How would you save the world if you could? How would you spend your last days? And how do you want to be remembered? So I have these tools in here to help you in identify or exploring your purpose. I also have a goal setting sheet or a goal setting tool that will help you. You can actually copy and I don't know, you can actually write in this practice writing goals and setting goals. I say this often. It makes no sense to write a goal or to set a goal and not run with the goal, not to execute the goal. Write the vision, make it plain. So those that can see it can run with it. Write the goal and then execute it. Then you will grow up on purpose. That's growing up on purpose. Growing up on purpose is, I'm going to write these goals. Ask yourself, Have you written a goal today, this year? Have you executed a goal this year? You should have written a goal this year and executed a goal this year. That's growing up on purpose. And then at the end, I have some affirmations that I often quote, or some quotes that you may often hear me say. She helped me find my purpose. Share the wealth. I believe in sharing the wealth. Never think that you're too big to reach back. You don't want to get too big that you're too big to reach back. And then my contact information. I want to leave my contact information for you to get in contact with me. My name is Tamika Johnson. You can find me on Instagram at tamika.johnson.10. You can find my business page on Instagram at Grow Up Empowerment. You can find me on Facebook at Tamika Johnson. And you can find my business on Facebook at Grow Up Empowerment LLC. My email address is Tamika at growupempowerment.com. My website is www.growupempowerment.com. So if you're looking for coaching, I do speaking engagements. I travel to speak to groups, do workshops, whatever your coaching need is, and I also preach the word of God. That's my first calling. That's what I love to do. I minister to the lost and the dying world. I minister to those who want to be ministered to. And this too is part of my ministry, helping people to find and explore their purpose on purpose. So do me a favor. If you like something I said or something I did, or whatever, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Grow Up on Purpose with Tamika. Share it. Send your friends to this channel. I have a lot of stuff in store for this channel. I want to interview people. I want to bring community people here and to just speak life into the atmosphere. We're living in a crazy time right now, and I just want to speak life into the lives of those who I come in contact with. We need more happy people in the world. We need more givers in the world. We need more people who are so confident within themselves that they can relinquish some of that power and authority that they have to somebody else without being intimidated. It's time for us to stop being intimidated by other people who do what we do. It's time for us to stop being intimidated by people who are successful because they made a decision to be successful. It's time for us to start just loving people right where they are. It's time for us to be grown-ups on purpose, grow up on purpose. Again, share the link, share and subscribe. Grow Up on Purpose with Tamika. I will see you guys later. Bye bye.